So far, we have seen the Laplace equation. So we have derived many of the things like the maximum minimum principle and fundamental solution, and then we prove harmonic, analyticity, etc. And then we prove the Harnack's inequality also. The last class we discussed about the distribution, how the distribution is defined, the basic things we have defined. The same thing I'm just recapping with what we covered the last class. Okay, just recap of what we did in the last class. So the distributions we have we just need that because we have we are going to use that in the Green's functions, okay, at one stage. So that's the reason we just want that. Once we are proving the Laplace method, Laplace equation solution method, we have seen that Dirac method at one stage. Okay, so the Dirac method, we can use this minus 10x pi of x minus y f of y equal to 10x and f of y, where this last equality arises because of the distribution theory. So in that sense, we just want to know the basics of the distribution theory little bit. So first we define the support. Support is nothing but the closure of set of all pi of x not equal to 0 in the domain. Okay, and then compact support means that should be closed and bounded in R power n. Then we say that the compact support. Okay, for that set, like whatever we say the pi is outside a closed means that closure whatever we are taking that should be compact. Test function, so we say pi is a test function if it's an infinity differential function with a compact support. Then we say pi is a test function. So we say pi belongs to CC infinity of R or R power R omega. So that is called a d of omega. Okay, the test function we just denote it as a notation called d of omega. So that denotes the set of all test function. Okay, it is also denoted like CC infinity of R power n or d of omega. Then we define the distribution. The distribution is nothing but a function, a linear function, which is mapping from the set of all test function to R. Okay, we assign some kind of inner product or linear function. Okay, we just assign some real number. So we denote that with the inner product symbol in some text, and we just use this symbol. Okay, open bracket f comma pi. So that is the notation we use. So for example, if we take the g is a function from R to R, any bounded function, I just define like usual inner product which we defined in the CX continuous one. Okay, so g of x into pi of x dx minus infinity to infinity. So this pi of x is having compact support, so this is going to be a bounded one. Other places it is going to be 0. That is therefore it is going to be well defined. So we'll get that answer. Then we have defined for Heaviside function where we have 1 and 0. If x is greater than or equal to 0, we have 1, and 0. If x is less than 0, we have another 1. So that also we have seen. And what is the corresponding distribution also we have seen, which is nothing but 0 to infinity pi of x dx. Then we have defined the Dirac-Delta function. So Dirac-Delta function, many ways to define. One is like so that derivative of the Heaviside test function itself is a Dirac-Delta function. Other ways are there, like it's not a function first of all. Okay, it's not a function in traditional sense because it's assigning at x equal to 0, it's assigning some infinite value, so it is not a traditional sense. It is not a function. Okay, so delta x equal to infinity if x equal to 0 and 0 if x not equal to 0. So this is the one which we define as a Dirac-Delta function, and then we define the distribution for that also, that is called delta naught. So in that case, we define the function like delta naught comma pi is nothing but pi of 0 because we use this definition always. Okay, this is the definition we use always for the defining the rest of things. So in that case, this delta x and pi of x dx, if we substitute, that is going to become like pi of 0. Okay. Note that this is not a function, it is purely notational sense. It is not a function. Delta is not a function. Delta naught is also not a function. This is just a distribution way we define that. Also, if we define it for the delta naught, we can define it for delta x of y, so which we can define it this way: delta of x minus y. At x equal to y, we define, and x not equal to y, we define 0. Okay, x equal to y, we define infinity, and other places we define 0. So these are all the things which we have seen. So in that case, delta x of y is going to become like pi of x. So this is the one mostly we will be using in the Green's functions and other places. So there are three main properties for the Dirac-Delta function. One is like delta x is nothing but delta y minus x, then x equal to not equal to y, and integral is going to become like 1, and if you put f of y delta y minus x, then that is going to make it. These are the things which we have defined. Then we define the derivative of the distribution. So the derivative of the distribution is nothing but we just use the notation of like we just exploit the property of the compact support. Okay, of course we are going to use the integration by parts, and then we are going to do. So using the integration by parts only, we are just going to define, and then we are trying to define that g comma pi s minus f comma pi dash, where f is a function from d and g is the corresponding derivative we are going to define. Okay, so that I just called as f dash. So in that case, the derivative is defined in this way. Okay, derivative of the distribution is minus f comma pi dash. Means I'm just throwing the derivative from f dash to pi. Okay, minus f comma pi dash. So whatever I have f dash comma pi, the derivative is I'm just throwing it to minus f comma pi dash because of the integration papers which we have seen in the last class. So for example here, fg comma pi is nothing but g of x into pi of x. So if I define fg comma pi dash, that is going to be like g of x into pi dash of x. So if I just apply the integration property, pi parts rule, then what you will get? You get on the compact support you will get 0 because pi of x is going to become 0 outside the compact support. So at that place the boundary is going to become 0. Means that is first term. The uv term is going to vanish. Only vdu term is going to exist. So that is going to give you minus fg dash comma pi. Okay. So same way here for the Heaviside function also. So for Heaviside function, it is going to become like f catch dash is going to become like delta naught. That is one way to define the Dirac delta function also, because f catch dash is going to become like delta naught. Okay. So this is another one which we have seen, and then derivatives of the delta function also we have seen. So the derivative of the delta function is like minus del zero dash is nothing but minus pi dash is going to. Okay, minus pi dash minus del naught comma pi equal to minus pi dash of 0. Similarly, if you just put some values over there, you're going to get these are all we have seen. Then we define the weak convergence. So F1 is a sequence of distribution. Then we say it is weakly convergence. Okay, if F1 comma pi is going to converge to F comma pi. Okay, it's not P. That is strong convergence. Okay, F1 comma pi is a real number, so that is strong convergence. Then we have seen also that modifier converges to delta naught. Similarly, if you take sine index, that is converging to 0 weakly. So these are the things we have seen. And then we have seen one theorem, some theorems also without proof. So if f is continuous and f comma pi equal to 0, then f is identically 0. We have seen. Also, if u belongs to t dash, okay, then there exists a sequence f1 in d such that f1 converges to u weakly, means it's the density theorem. Okay, density theorem means like this set is density. The set of R is infinity. Okay, so that we have seen, and then g is a locally integrable function. Okay, then we can just define that f is integrable, and for any d we can just say that fg belongs to d dash. So these are some of the things. Okay, now what we are going to do is that we are going to derive something called Green's function. Okay, the Green's function we are going to derive. So for this we need some more basic things. So I hope you remember the integration by parts formula. So in the integration by parts formula, you have udv. Okay, udv is equal to uv minus vdu. Okay, this uv. So this uv at the base. For example, if I just put from a to b, what you will get is that uv. Okay, a to b will get, and this is a to b is going to come. Okay, so this I can write as integral d of uv a to b. Means this is nothing but the fundamental theorem of convergence. So this you will get it easy. D of uv is equal to, this is simply from the product. Okay, from the differentiation product rule. If you just integrate, you are going to get this one. Okay, so this is the one which you have for integration by parts formula. Okay, so this is nothing but the boundary. Okay, so this is already d of uv. So if you evaluate that, you are going to get that like ab at boundary you are going to get. Okay, so in the case of omega, what we have is a similar thing you can write. So instead of ab, I am going to put udv equal to integral duv over omega minus integral over omega vdv. Okay. Now if you go for another one, suppose you have u d square, okay, u d square v over omega, then what you have, you just use u as u, okay, and d, this one I can rewrite it as u of d of dv, okay, that means my v is nothing but dv is nothing but dv, okay, so d of dv, okay, u is nothing but u is d is nothing but d of dv. So in that case I will just get that like u v is going to come, so this is over omega, so u d of, okay, d of, I'm going to get, so uv I have to use, so u is going to be u, dv is going to be v is going to be dv, okay, so I'm going to get it like d of u dv, okay, d of u dv minus integral over omega, okay, minus integral over omega, this is going to become like, I have to use v du, v is nothing but v is going to become like dv, okay, and du is going to become like du, so therefore I'm going to get du dv, okay, so that is going to become like, so this is as it is, okay, d of udv, okay, so I'm just going to apply that again, the same formula again, so that is going to become like integral over omega d of u dv minus, I got to apply the same thing over here, okay, so here I can take this is u and this is v, okay, so dv, so that is what I'm going to get, so u is going to be du, okay, and v is going to be dv, so therefore again you apply this formula, okay, d of uv, apply that, okay, so in that case you are going to get it like d of, okay, d of uv you got yes, okay, dv is nothing but dv only, okay, this is nothing but dv, dv is nothing but dv, u is nothing but dv. So what you are going to get is that you are going to get v uv, v is nothing but v, okay, so this implies, let me put this, u is equal to du, dv is equal to dv, okay, capital V here, therefore this is going to give you du is equal to v square u and v is going to become like v. So uv I got to apply, so therefore it is going to become like, so in the place of u I have du, in the place of v I have v, so I just write it as v du, okay, another minus will come, so the minus into minus plus is going to come, integral, okay, so this is going to become like v into d square, v into d square. So that means I can just have three identities, okay, I will just write three identities. What are the three identities? We are going to use it again and again, so I'm just not going to repeat that because we are going to use this again and again. That's the reason I'm just saying this one. So in this case, what we are going to get is that we are going to get u d square v, okay, u d square v minus, I just print this over here, v d square u equal to integral, I can write this as d of u dv minus v dv, okay, over omega. So this is the 1D case. I just defined it only for 1D case because my omega I'm just taking, this is a to b I have taken, this omega is just take it as a subset of r, okay, just r. Now suppose I go for r power n, okay, if I go for r power n, almost the same thing is going to be there, okay, only instead of d square, in that case what it is going to become, this is going to become like this way, okay, in the place of d square, what I am going to do is that I am going to get it like delta square, okay, lambda square or delta, okay, so that means what I am going to do is that integral u del square u minus v del square u del square v, yeah, u del square v minus v del square u, okay, into dx is nothing but integral over omega, okay, so this is del d, in that case it will become like capital D will come, so that is nothing but delta, so delta is this is going to become like lambda, okay, this is over omega, lambda of u into wherever I have d, I just replace it with delta lambda, okay, del u del d minus, this is same thing, v means grade, okay, grade u or lambda, okay, over sorry, this is over omega, okay, that's fine. So this is over dx1, okay, this is also dx. Now we know the Cauchy-Euler theorem. Okay, according to the Cauchy-Euler theorem, what it says that delta f, okay, integral over omega delta f dx is nothing but integral over dou omega f dot n ds. Okay, where n is the normal outward normal. So in the same way, what you can write is that this I can write it as integral over omega n dot u del u minus v, so u del v minus v del u into ds will come. Okay, because one dimension will less, so this is going to be like dou omega. N dot u del v minus v del u into ds is going to come. So this is the identity which we require. Okay, so I'll just write that in the right hand side, but we use this here because this is the one which we are going to use again and again. Now, what is the n dot del u? What is n dot del u? So n are nu. Okay, so in our notation we used to use it like nu. Okay, this Cauchy-Euler theorem takes to here. So nu is nothing but the outward normal derivative. Okay, so what is it? What is v dot del u is going to become? Okay, v dot del u. If you just remember the dou u by dou nu definition. Okay, dou u by dou nu definition. That you can remember that v dot del u except nu dot del u is going to come etc. So in that case, I can rewrite this as okay integral over dou omega u dou nu by dou v by u dou v by dou nu minus v dou u by dou nu over ds. Okay, so that means I have three identities. One is this one. Okay, one is dou omega u dou v dou nu minus v dou nu by dou nu. This one. Okay, so that is one identity. So that is nothing but integral. What I have is I have u del square v minus v del square u dx over omega. Okay, this is one identity. Okay, this is number one. Number two is I can just rewrite the same thing. Okay, u del square v equal to, I just bring this over here, then this is going to become like omega v del square u, okay, plus integral dou omega u dou v by dou nu minus v dou u by dou nu into ds. Same way, I just keep this one over here and bring the other things over there. V into del square u equal to integral over omega. So everywhere dx is there. Okay, just remember dx is there. So minus u del square v plus integral dou omega u dou v by dou nu minus v dou u by dou nu over ds. So here dx is there. dx. Okay, so these are the three identities we are going to use again and again in this today's class. Okay, again and again we will be using this and then we are going to prove it. Okay, now let's come to the motivation of Green's function. Okay, how we arrive this Green's function. So that motivation will come. So let's find the general representation formula for the solution of the Poisson equation. So this is the Poisson equation. So I have a problem minus del u equal to h, u is equal to f. Okay, this is in omega and this is on dou omega. Okay, so this is the problem which we have. Okay, suppose u is a solution of 6. Okay, then we have already seen that. Okay, then what we have is that if we just take ux equal to delta x y dy, okay, then that is going to be the solution of 6. Okay, then we are going to get this one. This we have seen already in one of the classes. Okay, so now what we are going to do is that from this one only we are going to derive that. Okay, we are going to do what we are going to do is that instead of see here I have chosen h, right? So instead of that, what I'm going to choose is that I'm just going to choose the same problem. Okay, what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to solve this problem minus del y of g of xy equal to delta x and g of xy equal to 0. Okay, and I just fix an x belongs to omega. Okay, and this is y belongs to omega and y belongs to dou omega. So this is the problem which I am going to solve. So this g is called as this. We are going to find g. Okay, once we solve this problem, okay, we are going to find some g. That g is usually called Green's function. Okay, that is the main motive of our class for the entire things we are trying to prove. So what we have is that suppose u belongs to c square omega. Okay, suppose u belongs to c square omega solves the problem 6. Means what we have here, the Poisson equation. This Poisson equation. Okay, if it is solving the problem 6, then what this theorem is saying is that the representation formula for Green's function is saying is that it is going to say that u of x is going to be, okay, u of x is going to be integral over omega, okay, integral over omega. I have kach of y into g of xy into dy minus integral over dou omega, okay, integral over dou omega f of y into dou g by dou nu of x comma y into ds of y. Okay, so this is the theorem. This Green's representation form. This theorem is called this. So let us obtain. Okay, we need to obtain this g. So before that, let us see whether it is true or not. Okay, so we will just claim that this is true. Then we will just go for that. So what we have? So this one we have already proved. Okay, this one. U of x equal to delta x into ui dy, which we have already proved in one of our previous class. Okay, so we are going to use that, and then we are going to arrive this formula. So what we have is that we have u of x is given as u of x is nothing but integral, okay, over omega, integral over omega u of y into delta x, okay, delta x. Okay. Now what is delta x? Delta x is nothing but this one. Okay, delta x is nothing but minus del y. So that is nothing but integral over omega u of y into delta x is nothing but minus del y g of x comma y. So I put minus here and delta y of g of x comma y dy. Okay. Now what I'm going to use? I'm just going to use 4. So 4 is here. So use 4. So okay, so I just use the same thing over here, numbering, so that you will not get confused. So this is 3, this is 4, and this is 5. Okay. Okay. So we are going to use 4. Equation number 4. Okay. So equation number 4 means I'm just going to use this one, where I'm just going to apply the values. I hope it is correct. Yeah, 4. Okay, so what we are going to get is that u equal to g. I'm going to use u equal to g. Okay, so del square u and del d are same. Okay, del square d means this is nothing but del square d same as delta. Okay, wherever I mention delta square great square, that is nothing but delta. So that del y is nothing but same thing as that one. So in that case, if I apply this one, okay, del square d dx, this one if I apply, so what I am going to get is that I am going to get minus integral. Okay, minus integral. There is a minus here, okay, minus integral. What I'm going to get? I'm going to get g of xy, okay, g of xy, because u is nothing but g, so u is nothing but g and v is nothing but g. So what I'm going to get is that I'm going to get g of xy, okay, and this derivative is going to come over here, okay, that is going to become like delta y of uy into dy plus, okay, I have two terms, okay, one is for dou omega, okay, dou omega, dou nu is going to come, so that is going to become like, one is going to become like g of xy, okay, g of xy into dou u by dou nu, d of xy is going to come, another is going to become like minus integral dou omega, okay, so just interchange that, so u of y dou g by dou nu of x comma y into d of xy is going to come. But on omega, g of xy is 0. Okay, so therefore this is going to become like 0. Okay, this is going to be 0. And del u of y, okay, del y of ui is nothing but this one. So therefore this is going to become like h of y. So minus g, so this is over omega, minus g of xy. So I'm just applying this one. Therefore this is going to become like h of y. Okay, minus integral dou omega, Okay. Now what is u of y? This is on dou omega. That is nothing but f of y. So therefore we are going to get f of y into okay. Let's come back. Dou g by dou nu x comma y e r plus y. So del y is nothing but minus del y is nothing but x. So that's what minus we can cancel here. Okay. G r plus y. So that's all. We have proved this one. This is called the Green's special form. Now what we need to do is that we need to find this g. See, we just assume some g. We just say that this is going to satisfy that this is going to represent the formula, and that is going to solve this one. But the question is, what is this g of x y? So I didn't say anything about that. I just said some g of x y, but I didn't define anything. What is the g of x y? So that is the one which we are going to derive. Okay, how we are going to get that? So that motivation again. Okay, how it comes. So for this we need to solve two problems. Okay, one problem is that we are going to take. Any doubts on this one? Any doubts? Okay. So what we are going to do is that we are going to obtain this g. How we are going to obtain this g? So that is almost from the using this. This is actually called Green's identity in 1D or other places also you can say. So what we are going to do is that we are going to obtain this g. Okay, how we are going to obtain this g? We know one solution which is called fundamental solution. From that we are trying to obtain. Okay, from the fundamental solution only we are trying to obtain that. So this also we know that. Okay, the fundamental solution of the Laplace equation. We know this one which we have derived already, minus del y of, okay, that's the reason we introduced the distribution theory, etc. Okay, so minus del y of pi of y is nothing but delta naught. Okay, delta naught. So this we know. Okay, also we know that one minus del y of pi of minus del y pi of x minus y is also delta x. Okay. So here the delta r, delta x are all displayed in the distribution. Now the question is, see what we have is, if you remember this problem, okay, problem number 7, what we had is we defined a problem, okay, del y of g of xy equal to delta x, okay, and g of xy equal to 0 we defined. Okay, this is on omega, this is on dou omega we defined. So now we found one problem. Okay, we know already one thing. So minus del y of pi of xy equal to delta x. Almost this is going to right hand side is same as this one. Okay, therefore the question is, can we choose g of x comma y equal to pi y of minus 1? Can we choose? Okay, that's the question. That's the question. So can we choose g of xy equal to, sorry, not del y, g of xy equal to pi of x minus 1. Pi of x minus 1 equals to pi of x minus 1. Okay, not del y is not that. G of xy equal to pi of x minus 1. This is the question. Can we choose it? Will it satisfy 7? So it will satisfy this one, because if I just substitute it over here, this will be satisfied, and omega it will be satisfied. But is pi of x minus y equal to 0 and dou omega? The boundary condition is not satisfied. Okay, the boundary condition is not satisfied. So therefore, what we need to do is that we have to use this to construct a solution of 7. We are going to use this to construct a solution of 7. So for this, we need to use the distribution derivative. So what we need to obtain is that we need to obtain this one. First, what we need to find is that we need to obtain evaluate this integral. We have to evaluate this integral pi of x minus y into u of y dy. Sorry, delta y of u by dy. Okay, this one we need to obtain. Okay, so if we just obtain this one, what we can do is that we are going to prove that this is going to satisfy that one. But this is going to be a little bit tricky. Okay, this is going to be tricky, so I will just postpone it later. Before that, we'll just do one more thing. Okay, that is called character function. Okay, so we have to obtain this one. We'll just obtain it later, because this involves 3 more steps involved. 2-3 claims we need to do, so we will just obtain it later. Okay, so before that, we'll go for some more thing called character function, because what we got is that only we need that character function is that we obtain almost this is going to satisfy. Okay, but this is not going to satisfy. G of xy equal to 0 is not going to satisfy. Therefore, we need to correct that function. Okay, what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to choose another problem that I will choose this one as 0 and this one as pi of y minus x. Okay, so in that case, that we call it as character function. Okay, so the character function is almost like the ulta. Okay, whatever we have here. So here, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to define one more problem. So minus del y of pi x. Okay, this pi x I'm just going to call it as character function. Minus del y pi x equal to, this is like nothing but the Laplace equation, and pi x. Okay, pi x of y is nothing but I'm just going to choose it as the fundamental solution. Okay, pi of y minus x. Okay, this is fundamental. The capital pi is fundamental solution. Okay, wherever I mention this capital pi, that is fundamental solution. So this is called the character function. Pi x is called the character function. Okay, so this is going to satisfy some identity. We are going to derive some identity from that. Then combining this one, okay, the solution of this one and the solution of this one, okay, from these two, what I'm going to do is that, so I'm just going to take this one and this one, okay, these two functions I'm going to take, and then from that I'm just going to find, okay, I'm just going to find what is the, I'm going to construct this g of x comma 1, okay, that's the idea, okay, so I have this one, and I have this one, okay, so using these two, I'm just trying to find what is my del y of g of x. Okay, that is, this is going to be the difference of pi of x minus y minus pi x is going to be. So that's what we are going to apply. So we'll just use once again the identity 4, okay, to prove that what we are trying to do is that we are trying to prove pi x of uy, okay, pi x is the delta uy, pi x into delta uy, okay, delta y of uy dy is nothing but, okay, so I just throw the derivative, okay, we just throw the derivative again because this is going to be satisfied. This pi x is the character function is going to satisfy that. So in that case, it is twice differentiable, etc. is there. So in that case, what you are going to get? You are going to get this identity. So this identity is going to tell you that you are going to get u of y, okay, so integral over omega u of y. So this is going to be derived thrown over there. So we are going to get delta y, okay, or del square y, okay, delta y of pi x of y dy plus dou omega, okay. So u is here, u is nothing but pi x, okay, u is nothing but pi x, and v is nothing but uy, okay, u is nothing but pi x and v is nothing but. So therefore, what we are going to get is that we are going to get I'm just interchanging that, okay, minus is there, so I'm just going to interchange that. What you are going to get is that you are going to get u into, okay, by 2 pi u is nothing but pi x, so therefore we are going to get 2 pi x correct, yeah. This one 2 pi x, okay, I'm just writing this one as first 2 pi x by 2 u into v is nothing but u, okay, minus, so I'm just putting minus here, okay, minus, okay, integral over dou omega, u is nothing but pi x and v is nothing but u, so dou u by dou u, okay, so ds etc. So in that case, what we are going to get is that, okay, I'm just going to use these properties again, okay, what we have, del y pi x is 0, therefore this is going to become like 0, okay, this is going to become 0, and pi x is nothing but pi x y is nothing but pi of y minus x, therefore this is going to become like, okay, this is going to become like pi of y minus x, okay, so that's what we have here in the next slide. Okay, so what I'm having is that I'm just going to bring this over here. So 0 equal to minus pi x delta y u of y dy minus, okay, or I can put plus, okay, plus integral, I'm just going to write this one, pi of y minus x dou u by dou nu, okay, minus integral dou omega dou pi x by dou nu into u. This is over. So keep this identity. Okay, remember this identity. This we are going to use it. Okay, this identity also we are going to use it to obtain this g of x. Okay, how do we obtain this one? So I'll just write that somewhere. So what we have is 0 equal to minus pi x del u, okay, del by u plus integral pi of y minus x dou u by dou u minus integral over, I'll just common that, so minus 2 pi x by dou u into u of ds. This is over dou omega, this is over. Remember this one, okay? Okay. Now we need to evaluate this one. Okay, this integral we got that is, we said it is little tricky, so that we are going to evaluate. Okay, so how do we evaluate that one? Again, same principle. Okay, again this three identity only we are going to use it again and again. Okay, the same three identity we are going to use it. So what we are going to get is that we are going to get the same kind of logic over here. Okay. Again, we are going to use the integration by part, but it is little tricky because why it is tricky? Because if I have chosen x belongs to omega, okay, x belongs to omega, y belongs to omega. So pi of x minus y, we have seen that it has a singularity, right? Pi of x minus y is having a singularity. If you remember the fundamental solution, pi of x is singular, having a singularity at x equal to 0. Similarly, pi of x minus y, the fundamental solution is having a singularity at x equal to y. So our problem comes only at the place at x equal to y. Okay, at x equal to x not equal to y, there is no problem. At x equal to y, there is a problem because we have a singularity. So that is the only place where we need to apply some little kind of tricky part. Then we will solve the problem. So this we did already manage this kind of things already. Proving one of the things that we have solved something like L omega. If you remember some of the formulas like L omega, K omega, which we derived. So the same kind of trick we are going to use. So what we are going to use, we are having a domain. Okay, we have a domain omega. In that I am going to choose a part. I am going to choose a epsilon. Okay, like x not equal to y. So I am going to choose a part. Okay, p of x comma epsilon. I am just going to shrink it slowly until it reaches x equal to y. Okay, so the same logic which we used for proving one of the Laplace equation one. So the same, Poisson equation derivation, the same kind of thing. So what we are going to choose is that we are going to choose u belongs to c square omega and epsilon greater than 0 such that this p of x comma epsilon, okay, this small, this is centered at x. So p of x comma epsilon, okay, which is subset of omega. What we are going to choose is we are going to choose some omega epsilon. This of course we did it many times. So omega epsilon is nothing but omega minus p of x comma epsilon. So in that region, this is going to valid, okay, because it is not going to have any trouble at all. It is going to be valid. Whatever we prove for the this one, it is going to be valid. Whereas at when the epsilon tends to 0, we are going to get some trouble. So only at that place we are going to deal with. So now, if you consider this one, pi of I'm going to consider this equation. Okay, so let's see what is the this L epsilon K epsilon which we derived, the same kind of logic we are going to use now. So we are going to take pi of, okay, so let's derive this one. Let us derive pi of y minus x, okay, into delta y of uy dy equal to, okay, use the same identity. Okay, if you use this identity, what you are going to get? You are going to get uy, okay, integral over u del y into pi, okay, I'm not writing the pi y minus x at all, okay, minus plus, okay, plus use the other one. So dou omega we are going to get, okay, so minus and plus it is not, okay, just we are going to get the same kind of thing. So I'm just writing it first one, this one, pi of y minus x, okay, into dou u by dou u minus second one. So you are going to get u, okay, dou pi by dou u. Okay, if I put pi here, that means it is dou minus x also. Just remember into d of s1. Okay, so now what we have del y, okay, del y pi, which we have already know, which we already know from here. Okay, pi is a fundamental solution, right? Pi is a fundamental solution. So if pi is a fundamental solution, what we have is that that is going to satisfy the Laplace equation at y not equal y minus x. Okay, this is going to be valid on omega epsilon, not on omega epsilon. Okay, this is 2 omega epsilon. Only on omega epsilon, not on omega, because at x equal to y it is not defined. So only on omega epsilon, this del y is going to become 0 because it's a fundamental solution. Therefore, this is going to become 0. So this is cancelled. Okay, it becomes 0. So what I have is then remaining term I have only this one is there. Okay, remaining only this one is there. Pi of y minus x dou e by dou nu minus dou pi by dou nu. Okay, minus dou pi by dou nu into u into ds. So only this one is there. Now what we need to claim is that, okay, our claim is as follows. We need to claim 3 things. Okay, claim one is that when epsilon tends to 0, okay, when epsilon tends to 0, what we are going to prove is that we are going to prove that this dou over omega epsilon is going to become like omega. Okay, this is going to converge to omega. Okay, this omega epsilon, this will become like omega. It is going to vanish. Similarly, when epsilon tends to 0, the claim number 2 is that the second, the third one. Okay, the third inequality, the third expression, okay, minus u into dou pi by dou nu y minus x. Okay, that is going to become like, okay, so the claim number 1 is that this is going to integral over omega pi of y minus x into del y u y dy. Okay, claim number 2 is that this is going to become like, okay, minus same thing, minus, okay, dou pi by dou nu, okay, minus u into dou pi by dou nu over dou omega. Okay, this wherever omega epsilon is there, that will become like omega dou pi by dou nu into minus extra term will come here, that is nothing but minus u of x is going to come. Okay, this is going to claim. Okay, this is going to converge over here, this part. And when epsilon tends to 0, this is going to become like, again, this epsilon, omega epsilon will vanish, so that is going to become like dou omega of pi of y minus x into dou by dou. Okay, so if you claim these 2 things, these 3 things, what we will get is that we are going to get this expression as follows. So just remember that we have one identity here. Okay, we have another identity here. Suppose we claim these 2. Okay, if we claim these 2, this is also going to become like omega. Okay, so in that case, what I am going to get is that I am going to get u of x. Okay, what I am going to do is that if I just use this one, pi of y minus x, etc. So this is nothing but I have second identity pi of y minus x delta y u, okay, over omega equal to, I have this one, dou omega, okay, pi of y minus x dou u by dou nu, okay, minus integral over u dou pi by dou nu, okay, minus ux. So this will become like minus of minus, so in this, okay. So this is going to become like, what we are going to get is that in this case, we are going to get it like, if you subtract these 2, okay, if you just subtract these 2, okay, what we are going to get is that we are if we prove this one, okay, this one we need to prove, these 3 claims we need to prove, then we will get this result. Okay, now if we subtract this one, these 2 terms will get cancelled. These 2 terms will get cancelled. Okay, then this will become like u of x plus u into dou pi will come, and dou pi x is going to come. Okay, the one which I got here. U of x equal to the equation number 11. We are going to get that if you subtract this one, what you are going to get is that you are going to get u of x equal to minus pi into y minus x. Okay, del y into uy is going to come equal to plus this is going to come. Okay, this is the one which you are going to get. Okay. Okay, this is the one which you are going to get. If you subtract 11 and 10, okay, 11 is there and 10 is there, so this is nothing but 11, this is nothing but 10, okay, 11 and 10. If you just subtract 11 minus 10, what you are going to get is that you are going to get it like u of x is going to become like minus integral over pi minus x. Okay, so here you have pi y minus x, so you are going to get it, you are going to get something like u of x is going to become like minus integral, okay, pi of y minus x minus pi x into dy. Okay, into delta x into delta o into delta u dy. Okay, on the other side what we have is that minus, okay, minus integral dou omega, this is over omega, this is over dou omega. We are going to get it same kind of things, we are going to get it. Okay, that is going to be pi minus sorry, dou by, okay, dou by pi of y minus x minus pi x. Okay, that's the dou symbol is fixing that, divided by dou nu. Okay, into u of y d of sy is going to come. So from this one, what we are going to define is that, okay, we are going to define this g of xy. Okay, our aim is that we are trying to find this g of xy from the long for a long time. Okay, so I'm just going to define this g of xy as this. G of xy is nothing but pi of y minus x minus pi x. So this is the fundamental solution. Then I introduce a character function. This character function is going to give you some solution that is called the Green's function. So fundamental solution minus character function is nothing but your Green's function. Okay, in the region omega. So this is called the Green's function. Okay, so this is the Green's function which you write. So what we left with now? We are left with two things. Okay, three things actually. One is this one. We got to prove this one. This is we got not prove. This one also we didn't prove. This one also we didn't prove. So we need to prove three claims. Okay. So if we claim these three, then our job is done. So that's the only thing we need. Okay. So now proof of claim one follows immediately. Okay, claim one follows immediately because if you just apply the epsilon tends to 0, what you are going to get is that this is not going to become any problem because at that place your this will exactly coincide with that pi of y minus x. This is going to be exactly coincide that. Okay, so there you won't get any problem. Only here and only this place and this place will be having some problem. So those places we need to evaluate. Okay, let's prove claim 2 and claim 3. Okay, then we are done. Then we are done with our problem. So what we have is that claim 2, proof of claim 2. So we'll try to prove this one. Okay, let's try to prove this one. So remember that our take-home message is that g of xy, the Green's function is nothing but fundamental solution minus character function. So the fundamental solution is satisfying already the Laplace equation. Okay, the character function we are just defining the Laplace equation together with a condition that pi of xy is going to be satisfying the fundamental solution at the boundary. Okay, that is the character function. So these are the two messages you need to take. The Green's function is defined as a difference between the fundamental solution and the character function. Sorry, character function. So let's claim proof claim 2. So that is coming from our k epsilon, almost the same kind of things which we derived in the k epsilon. The same thing is going to come. So what we need to do is that limit epsilon tends to 0. Okay, integral minus dou pi by dou u. Okay, dou pi by dou u y minus x. Okay, so I just skip that y minus x here. Just understand that d of sy. Okay, this is over dou epsilon omega. Okay, this is nothing but what we need to do. This is nothing but minus integral dou omega dou pi by dou nu u minus u of x. Okay, this is the one we need to do. So let's claim that. So we know this one. Okay, so this is defined at the, if I just defined at the entire domain, what I am going to get is that I am going to get this identity minus dou pi by dou nu. Okay, integral over dou omega epsilon into u equal to minus integral over dou pi by dou nu into u over dou omega minus, okay, sorry, plus integral over dou omega, sorry, this is going to be p of x comma epsilon dou pi by dou nu into u. How do we get this one? How do we get this one? This is dou nu. How do we get this one? Very simple. This is, see, omega is nothing but what is omega? Omega is nothing but omega epsilon is nothing but omega minus b of x comma epsilon, right? Therefore, omega is nothing but omega epsilon plus b of x comma epsilon.
Yes,
so if I just substitute this one over here, this is going to become like dou omega epsilon plus b of x comma epsilon. Therefore, that is going to become like 2 integrals at this. Okay, nothing complicated. So now we almost got this one. Okay, this is the one we need to prove. This one left hand side is here, right hand side is here, because here there is no epsilon here. So if I just put epsilon tends to 0, only this one I need to claim. This one tends to u of x only I need to. What I need to claim is that this one converges to u of x as epsilon tends to 0 or minus u of x. Okay, minus u of x. That's the only thing I need to do. Okay, if you prove that, then we are done with it. So we are going. So again, we are going to use this. This also we have claimed it in that k epsilon. Once we are proving that k epsilon, same thing we are going to claim here. We know this one. Okay, first we need to find what is our tau pi by dou nu. Okay, tau pi by dou nu definition is that nu dot del y of pi y. Okay, del y of pi. So what is dou u? Okay, so y minus x here, because we have y of y minus x. So what we have is that we need to find what is the nu. Okay, we are defining b of x comma epsilon. If you remember that theorem, we have used b of 0 comma epsilon. Therefore, nu was like this. In that case, nu was like this: y by mod y. Okay, y by mod y was that. Now we are defining an x comma epsilon. Therefore, this is going to become like y minus x by mod of y minus x. Okay, and del y also, if you remember that, okay, in that one we have defined this one. This is pi of y minus x, so you take the derivative. So we are going to get it like 1 by n into alpha of n. Okay, y by mod y we might have proved in the other theorem. So here it is going to become like y minus x, because we are defining on the part we have x. Okay, so that's the thing it is going to come. So n minus 1. Okay, so this is very simple. Like you take the derivative. This is like we have something like n into alpha n into n minus 2 power into alpha of x minus x power n minus 1 will be there. So we take it upward. Okay, then you take the derivative. You are going to get this one. Okay, minus n. Okay, so now what we have is that we just take the dot product. What we are going to get y minus x and y minus x is there. That is going to become like, if you take the dot product, this is going to become like y minus x. The whole square is going to come, and this is going to come like here. Y minus x is going to come. So that is going to become like your dou pi by dou y is going to come like minus 1 by n into alpha of n. Okay, y minus x, y minus x. So y minus x square will come. So this is going to become like y minus x. So square 1 will 2 will get cancelled. So n minus 1. So y minus x square. But this is sitting on the ball epsilon. So the same kind of things is going to come here. 1 by n into alpha of n, 1 by epsilon power n minus 1. Almost same kind of thing we derive for the k epsilon formation. Okay. So now if you apply that limit epsilon tends to 0, okay, this is going to become like this integral over dou b of x comma epsilon. Okay, epsilon tends to 0. Okay, limit dou b of x comma epsilon. This is going to become like minus. I'm just applying here. Okay, this I'm just applying. This is the right hand side. This is going to become like minus 1 by epsilon n minus 1. I can take it out. Okay, u of y into d of sy is going to come. Okay, so I'm just taking this one. Okay, this is over here. This is going to become like minus 1 by n into alpha of n epsilon power n minus 1. Okay. So if I allow this epsilon tends to 0, this is the thing. But if you remember this one, this is the thing. But what we have is that this is going to become like integral. Okay, this is on the ball dou b of x comma epsilon. So this is going to become like minus average integral. Okay, this is the definition of the average integral. So now if you allow this b of x comma epsilon tends to 0, okay, if you allow this epsilon tends to 0, it is going to shrink. Slowly it is going to shrink. Okay, how this b of x comma epsilon is there. Okay, you have omega. You just allow this epsilon tends to 0. So this is going to shrink. At last you are going to get only 1 point. Okay, therefore this is going to become like minus v of x. As epsilon tends to 0, this is going to converge to minus v of x. Okay. The same kind of things we derive for k epsilon also, if you remember. Now, proof of claim 3. Okay, the claim number 3 is that we need to prove that this integral is going to become the dou omega epsilon is going to become like dou omega only as epsilon tends to 0. That we got to prove. Almost again we are going to do the same kind of things. Okay, so again we are going to use here instead of pi I am going to use u. Okay, here u and here it is pi. Okay, pi of y minus x. Same thing here. This is going to become like u. This is going to become like pi of y minus x. Okay, and this is not there. This is what we need to do. Same kind of things here. Okay, same kind of logic. Use the omega epsilon definition here. What we are going to use is that. So there is no minus here. I think. Yeah. So what we are going to prove is that pi of y minus x into dou u by dou nu. Okay, is going to become like this is same thing is going to come. So this is going to become like u is going to come. Okay, this is going to become like u. This is going to become like pi. Okay, again here this is going to become like u and this is going to become like pi. Okay, now what we need to claim is that this one converges to 0. Okay, what we need to claim the same kind of logic. What we need to claim is that we need to claim that to the last term. Okay, the last term. So this is minus here, not plus. This is minus here. So this is going to become dou u by dou nu. Okay, integral pi converges to 0 as limit epsilon tends to 0. This is on dou d of x minus. That's the only thing we need to do. Okay, pi of y minus x. If you are proving that one, that you are done with the proof. Okay, so that's also again we are going to use the same thing what we used for the L epsilon in our lecture 17. Okay, L epsilon. The L epsilon. So what we need to do, we need to find the bound of this one. Okay, so we just find the bound of this one. So dou b of integral over dou b of x comma epsilon pi of y minus x into dou u by dou nu. Okay, into ds. I don't find. Okay. So this already we have proved. Okay, this C and epsilon, log epsilon and C epsilon we have proved. So I'm just giving 2 lines extra. In that case, I just extended it to the board, but I didn't give the proof for my PDF. So I'm just extending the side. So this is going to be less than or equal to. Okay, this is going to be less than or equal to. I'm just bringing the derivative, the modulus inside. This is going to be less than or equal to dou b of x comma epsilon. Okay, into pi of y minus x modulus into dou u by dou nu modulus d of s1. Okay, so if you just take this only with respect to dou u by dou nu, that is nothing but this you can prove that. Okay, this is going to be less than or equal to modulus of dou u by dou nu. Okay, using the properties of this boundedness d of x comma epsilon. Okay, on the L infinity integral into integral pi of y minus x into d of s1. But we know this value. Okay, we know this value, which is going to be like c epsilon into log of epsilon. So this I am just going to call it as some c into. So this is going to be less than or equal to. Okay, this is going to be less than or equal to c into epsilon into log of epsilon. Okay, modulus of log epsilon for n equal to 2 and c epsilon for n greater than or equal to 3. Okay, for n greater than 3. Now we can see that if epsilon goes to 0, automatically you can prove that. Okay, this going to 0, this is also going to become 0. Therefore, this inequality is less than or equal to 0. But it is a positive quantity. If it is less than or equal to 0, that means it is already greater than or equal to 0. You can always prove that. Therefore, it is going to become like 0. Therefore, this is 0. That's the time. That's all. Okay. Therefore, what we prove is that we prove the following. Okay, we have the theorem like minus derivative u equal to h in omega and u equal to f on omega, dou omega. Then the Green's function Green's representation formula. The representation formula for using Green's function is that u of x equal to h of y into g of xy minus f of y into dou g by dou u into g of x. This is called the representation formula. So what is this g of xy? What is the g of xy? G of xy is nothing but the difference between the fundamental solution and the character function. Okay, the character function is satisfying the partial differential equation that
Sir,
yeah.